times that I just completed a meeting that the Honorable Prime Minister had kept on G20, rushed to come here for the International Year of Millets. We also had the SCO presidency. The country is coming out of the shadows. It clearly shows the growing stature of our beloved country, India, at the world stage, where so many things are going to happen in our 75th year of independence, where we not only have the presidency of the G20, an opportunity to showcase India's huge diverse strengths to the rest of the world, but now with the International Year of Millets, also to give a taste of the flavor of India. I'm also very delighted that the UN has accepted this as the International Year of Millets at India's request and supported by over 70 countries, as the Honorable Prime Minister just mentioned. More so because we had celebrated India's Year of Millets in 2018, and Mr. Modi has consistently promoted millets as a food that will help take nutrition to the remotest parts of India. And if we look back over the last few years, look at the number of new subjects that the world has accepted through India's initiative. If you recall, yoga was accepted by the entire world, and we now have an International Day of Yoga, which is celebrated across the world, across countries. It's truly a very huge success story and reflects Prime Minister Modi's global leadership, where he's coming up with newer and newer ideas to promote the India story across the world. He has proposed lifestyle for environment as a mission for the world, where sustainable lifestyle should become our day-to-day calling. And in that sense, today, the world recognizes that we'll have to reduce wastage and we'll have to look at recycling, reuse, so that sustainable lifestyles can be accepted across the world. Mr. Modi's appeal to the world that this is not an era of war has today become the mantra of the world, and the world is looking up to his leadership to resolve the significant problems of the world, be it in climate change, be it the problems in the post-pandemic world when the world is trying to recover their economies, and the effort to resolve the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. So in some sense, Prime Minister Modi is working towards collective global good and resolving global problems. And millets is also one such initiative which will help to resolve the global problem of malnutrition, help take an affordable food to parts of the world where they are faced with the problem of malnutrition or food security. And I'm sure the effort being made by APIDA through various initiatives in the next 12 months will promote Indian millets across the globe and link international markets with Indian producers and exporters. I must place on record our deep appreciation for your leadership, Mr. Anganuthu, and the work that APIDA and the Ministry of Commerce is doing in this regard to support the Ministry of Agriculture. The program, of course, is led very ably by the Ministry of Agriculture. The International Year of Millets is going to be an initiative largely taken up by the Agriculture Ministry. But Manoj, I can assure you our full support in every which way that you require of us. Friends, millets is nature's gift to mankind. It's a very balanced diet. It helps promote a safe environment. It's a powerhouse of vitamins, minerals, micronutrients, and therefore I think Mr. Barthwal was just calling it a superfood. If I may quote Prime Minister Modi, unless one of the earlier speakers already has, millets or coarse grains have been a part of India's agriculture, culture and civilization since ancient times. Millets are mentioned in our Vedas and also mentioned in Puranunuru and Tolkappiyam, two very ancient scriptures. It helps reduce obesity, things like diabetes, hypertension, heart diseases. This is good for as an antidote to as something which gives us a call to action. This is a food which actually provides nourishment. Let's all work together in mainstreaming the millet story. Let's all work together to take this product global and make it a globally acceptable high protein produce to solve the problems of malnutrition and starvation that many parts of the world continue to face. Let's take this opportunity to make India, which already produces 20% of the global production at 16 odd million tons, and this is barely 5% of India's production. Let's become the global capital of millets and make this a staple food also within the country and across the world. So thank you very much, friends, for your active participation. Dinner is served. Enjoy.
70 in the World Food Expo, our Honorable Prime Minister stated that millets deserve to get its place, need to be promoted. March 3, 2021 is a kind of a benchmark year for the millets, because that was the day United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution at the biggest of India, supported by 72 number of countries. The overall consensus declared 2023 as an International Year of the Millets. And when our Prime Minister participated in Shanghai Cooperation Organization conference in Samarkand, Uzbekistan in last November, there also very clearly mentioned about Shanghai Cooperation Organization also promote millets in the global arena. With this positive vision and the mission of our Honorable Prime Minister, APEDA under the Ministry of Commerce, with the help and support of Ministry of Agriculture and the Farmers Welfare Government of India, we have started this journey. And today is like a curtain raiser for all of us. And on behalf of Ministry of Commerce and on behalf of Ministry of Agriculture and the Farmers Welfare, let me welcome all of you. First of all, let me give my sincere thanks to our respected Commerce Secretary, Sri Sunil Barthwal ji, for his gracious presence. Thank you very much, sir, for joining here. And please give him an overall applause for him. And let me also welcome Shri Manoj Ahuja, our Agriculture Secretary, Government of India, for his vision and leadership for this initiative. So thank you very much for joining, and it's a really great pleasure to meet you. And we have with us my colleagues from Ministry of Commerce, Shri Srinivas, Additional Secretary, Shri Srikar Reddy, Joint Secretary, Dr. Balaji, Joint Secretary. And we have with us our distinguished guest in the form of various ambassadors, Deputy Chief of Missions, and various commercial and economic and agriculture representatives from at least 50 missions in persona. So let me welcome all of you, thank all of you for joining this.
6 or 7 months itself, the kind of interest which has been generated and the kind of new products which one is able to see, and I am sure all of you who are present here would have had the opportunity and the occasion to visit some of these stalls which have been put up here and see the wide variety of products which are here. The question naturally arises, why millets? I mean, there are so many products available, food products available. Why are we emphasizing millets? We know traditionally before, let's say, Gregory Mendel started doing genetic hereditary and found out what is happening. Traditionally, these were the crops which were grown. And a lot of our texts, ancient texts, do talk about millets and this farm produce. Having said that, we recently had the COP27 conference in Egypt, and climate change and the adverse impact of climate was a hotly debated topic and issue, and we are searching for solutions. The millets fit ideally into that. You know, they're climate friendly, a very low carbon footprint, very less dependence on, let's say, fertilizers or other things, and they can grow on, let's say, marginal lands. So there is something, it's a food of the future if you take millets, if you take climate into consideration. Second, if you look around, most of the nations, their health budgets are spent on lifestyle diseases. And a very important part of lifestyle diseases is our dietary intake, which means foods which are highly processed or foods which are, which are not really healthy for our bodies. Millets actually are full of nutrition, and a processed diet can be a very good viable alternative. So it's very important for individuals and governments to nudge societies as to what is the direction we should move in, and how do we bring this into our food baskets for entire families. Thirdly, we talk about small and marginal farmers. In India, about 90% of the farmers are small and marginal farmers. India is one of the largest producers of millets. It's grown in Africa, it's also grown in USA and other places. It's a staple food in African countries and in India. And for a small and marginal farmer, this needs very little inputs, very little water. It's very resilient in terms of pest attacks, in terms of vagaries of weather, and therefore it's ideally suited for low input and returns. So it's good for the farmer, it's good for, let's say, individuals.
In fact, I was told that this is of the first time that this kind of buyer-seller meet is being organized in Delhi, and we are all aware that 2023 is going to be the International Millet Year as per the resolution passed in the UN. And I'm very happy to see you all who are present here. In fact, we were having a little chat with some of you, and I could see that how productive this meet has been. In fact, the sellers who are present here, and they have also put up their exhibitions. They are all startups. Many of them are startups except for a few. And they have started up this business only in the last 4-5 years. When the Honorable PM gave a call that how millets should be promoted in this country and internationally. And I'm very happy that like millets is considered to be a superfood, this is also going to be a super meat in the city of Delhi. And as part of the Commerce Ministry, we would be organizing such kind of meets more often. In fact, I was talking to a few and I asked that what should be the duration, and people told me that at least quarterly basis such buyer-seller meet should be organized. So we will be doing that. In fact, we will be also organizing such meets, and we will also be organizing such exhibitions in the international fairs. And we have identified about 16 international fairs where we will be going, our millet producers will be going, and we will be organizing these kind of meets. I am in fact very happy to meet some of you who are from US, Russia, from Spain, and from other parts of the world. And they are very, very enthused about this whole thing. Because millet not only is a superfood, but is a very versatile kind of a grain. And that you can see here also, that the kind of processed food which it can make and which the processors can make, there is a huge variety. So you have ready to eat meal, you have ready to cook meal, you have the snack items, you have the breakfast items, and you can see that there is a huge range of products which can be processed from millets. Of course, millet production in India is basically directed towards the domestic consumption, but we are also aware of the fact that there is a huge export potential. Currently, the exports may be about $15 million, but we are targeting about $100 million of exports from India. And the way we are seeing the response from the people who are present here and with whom we could talk to, I could see that we would easily be able to reach this target in next 2 to 3 years.